What's up everyone out there in YouTube land? This is Perry Lovewhistle, and I am again going to be playing my Ranger. I don't really have any big goals for today, just leveling up, maybe making some money. I need to get to around 100 platinum so that I can afford a set of banded, but really we're just in the boring middle part of Everquest now, where I'm just trying to get experience and get money. Barely survived it into 12. All right. Well, it's been a pretty successful day of leveling in the desert. We managed to end up in a couple of different groups with higher levels buffing us, so we've effectively been power leveling. I'm about to hit level 13. Alright, level 13, perfect timing because it's about time for me to head back to town, run to the bank, rearrange a bunch of my stuff, and then make a plan to get back out there and start making more money. And after all of that, we are now up to 26 platinum, which I have to resist the urge to spend on trade skills because I've got to save up until I get to about 100, which is what it's going to take for me to get full banded. So, well, that's about that. Back out into the fight. Well, I feel really stupid. I've had my Nullhide Lariat in the bank ever since my one-hand slashing got pretty good because I wanted to use my tailor-made whip because I felt really good about it. I completely forgot that the Nullhide Lariat is a magic item, which means I can hunt wisps now, which is a great way to make money if it wasn't, you know, peak hours right now. But that means that I can start hunting wisps and selling lightstones for money. So I'm really excited about that, and that's probably how I'm going to pay for my banded. That and I think these bone chips. I can't believe I missed it. I made a new chat box just for critical hits because as a ranger above level 12, I can critical with my bow, and I got a 45-point critical hit. on a spiderling just to try and get spiderling silk, which I got, so, you know, success. Well, the plan to kill wisps worked. As you can see, I've got full visible banded armor, except my boots. Had to keep a pair of magic boots, shelled out a little bit of extra money for magic boots so that I can keep kicking magical creatures. But you can also see that I am basically right at my weight allowance. So I'm going to be keeping my eye out for maybe some cheap plus strength gear, which, I mean, that's kind of an oxymoron. There's really no such thing as cheap plus strength gear, but basically trying to make these numbers farther away from each other again is my next goal. All right, I just picked up another cheap whip, the Tentacle Whip, which is a little bit better as far as numbers go than the Nullhide Lariat, but it also has a proc at level 1 of Life Tap. It's actually pretty much, it's a really good weapon to put on a level 1 alt, so I'll make sure to do that once I get done with it. But I picked it up because I could afford it, and it was slightly better than my Nullhide Lariat. The downside is it is actually 2 stones heavier, meaning that without picking up any loot at all, I am sitting at, well, except for these light stones, I'm sitting at 68 out of 70. So that margin is getting even narrower. So I'm going to have to start keeping an eye out for strength items. Let's see if I can get this proc to turn the tides on a will-o-wisp fight. There we go. Got a little proc there. Wisp is kicking my butt. Ah, there we go. And a run by heal from a, looked like a cleric. Always helpful. And the wisp gets me into 14. Ah, and it even has a lightstone. Alright. Now we're just going to see if I can keep fighting wisps a little bit, get myself to level 15, make a little bit more money off these lightstones. Well, I've gotten almost to level 15, and I've also bound myself in the halfling city of Rivervale. I figured I have to come here anyway to get my level 15 spells, because they have a druid guild. All ranger spells are just druid spells. But it's also pretty central in the continent. It's pretty convenient, and I don't know, I kind of like the halfling town. So I think I'm going to be bound here for the next couple of levels, probably fighting in Runny Eye or the Gorge. I'm going to actually buy my spells and then see if I can get over to the Gorge and get a group. Well, it looks like they don't sell feet like cat here, but that's alright. Not necessary. I got all the rest of my spells. The important ones are the root and invisibility. Now let's go see if I can get a group. Alright, so we are now in the Gorge of Kings Orb. That is the entrance to Runny Eye in front of me. You can tell by the eye, which is like a stock image used in a lot of textures in Everquest. But I've made it to level 15. Actually, a good chunk into it. I was in a group full of hybrids, and the experience here is just great. But I've got to get these light stones to North Karana. So normally, I go through High Pass to get to East Karana, but I'm already here, so I figured I'll take the chance since I've got camouflage and run through the gorge. Now we go on a long journey. Okay, I've made it to Northern Karana, and that was actually really easy. With camouflage, the only thing I was really worried about was running into Evil Eyes, since they can see through invisibility. And there's also the possibility of a couple of undead things in North Karana that can see through invisibility, but pretty much I'm home free at this point. The only downside is, last time I was in North Karana was on a bard with crazy movement speed increase, and running this at normal speed is ridiculous. Turning in those 4 lightstones and 2 greater lightstones at level 15 gave me a little over half a gold bubble, which is pretty nice. Also, there is a fletching vendor in East Karana, so I think I'm going to stick around here for a little bit and see what kinds of bow kiting I can get done. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, obviously. But if there's something you want to see me do, I'm level 15 now. There's lots of places I can go, and sitting here on the bridge in East Karana pretty much makes the whole world available to me. So if there's something you want to see me do or try as a ranger, leave a comment. But until next time, goodbye.